I'm very happy on behalf of the Observer Research Foundation, I'm extremely pleased to welcome Dr. Gulshan Rai, who is India's National Cybersecurity Coordinator. We say this every time Dr. Rai is here, but the Office of the National Cybersecurity Coordinator was created in 2014, and there could be no better person suited for the job. As somebody who was involved in the creation of EarnNet, the first digital network, so to say, in India. Dr. Rai was previously the Director General of the Computer Emergency Response Team, and in 2014, when this Office of the Cybersecurity Coordinator was created, he was appointed to the role. The Office of the National Cybersecurity Coordinator, as the name suggests, brings together every nodal agency, every ministerial agency that works in this space, whether it relates to cybersecurity, cyber norms, or internet governance. So in that respect, he is really the man to take all sorts of questions, which he has kindly agreed to. Immediately after his keynote, he may have to rush ahead. He has also kindly agreed to be part of the following panel on MLATs. But he may have to rush in advance owing to his busy schedule. Sir, may I invite you to take the stage?
Thank you, Arun. Excellencies, distinguished participants, friends, good afternoon to all of you. It's really a pleasure for me, and I am indeed grateful to ORF, both to Samir Saran as well as Arun Sukumar, for inviting me and giving me an opportunity to interact with you all and speak on the issue which the panel is going to take afterwards in a matter of another couple of minutes. Friends, we have seen how our society is evolving. In the 19th century, we had a vertical integration. The 20th century witnessed how the interdependent states were integrated horizontally as well as vertically. The 21st century sees the globalization, how the globalization is happening there. This globalization is a result of the technology which has changed the entire paradigm of our society, be it economic, defense, or social. The 5 technologies which has contributed to the globalization and this paradigm shift tremendously in the last decade relate to, one of them is social media, the mobile technology, the virtual reality, the cloud, and then what we are going to see is the Internet of Things. Lot of data is generated, lot of data is stored in the country, across the country, and all global resources which one hardly is aware of the location of the storage. These are the technology has pushed towards the globalization, and they have the potential to create further globalizations in the time to come. One of the remarkable things which has happened, and tomorrow is the D-Day, Internet governance, when we are going to have a INR transition. We are going to establish the multi-stakeholder model in a true sense. That's one of the remarkable things has happened, and this will add further to globalization. Public-private partnership, the relationship between the academia, industry, government is going to take a different shape. This globalization has an impact on our geopolitical scenario also. There are issues relating to cyber security, which has come up because of the globalization as well as the impact of technology. There are issues relating to cyber incidents, and there are issues relating to the cyber crimes. Lot of data is stored across the continent, across the countries. If you have to address the issue of cyber security, you got to have those evidences with you. If you want to address the issue of cyber crime, those evidences need to be there in the form of information. And so on, we have seen that. The number of incidents or the security breaches have gone up. Yeah, these are some pitfall of the technology which has given many benefit to us. As per the recent study, 70 to 75% of the terrorist activity, be it a state actor, non-state actor, or individual terrorist, are conducted through the use of cyber as a media. They use whole kind of technology, whether it is a voice over internet telephone, the social media like a Telegram, Viber, or what we talk about it, Signal. And they use a lot of encryption technology. In fact, if my US friends bear with me out, the result of the Snowden, the use of encryption has gone up significantly and tremendously. The internet mega giant like a Google or Facebook or Twitter or any social media we talk about it, or any such internet platform we look at it, as a fallout of the Snowden, they are more worried about the pilferage of the data, for the consumer rights also, the privacy. They have encrypted the header. All entire data is encrypted. At one point of a time, data flowing to one of the mail or the internet company, that was encrypted, but now the data flowing from one internet company to another internet company, that also is encrypted. This is a result of the awareness or the conscious of the civil society, as well as need to put a privacy and security. As I said, the cyber crime, cyber incident, or the cyber security, they are no more localized. They're spread out across the worlds, across the planet, and different servers out there. Now, what is important is that how do we handle the issues? In a multi-stakeholder, every stakeholder has a right. Whenever an incident happens, every citizen talks about the security, and such issues come up there. But how does the law enforcement agency comes in and try to get the information? When there is an end-to-end encryption, we try to put a policy of the internet, encryption policy. The country try to put as a draft. India has to withdraw the policy from the internet. It's a draft policy. Similar policies have been pending before the US Congress, and I think many other countries are also trying to put a encryption policy. How do we access the data when there is so much encryptions are there? It's a legitimate question. Yes, the rights of the civil society, rights of all the stakeholders need to be kept in the mind. There should be a balance between security and privacy. On one side, we have the MLATs. As per my information, the first MLAT was signed in 1970 when we were talking about drug trafficking. We looked at the physical world and the MLAT was signed. But that MLAT, is it valid today when we are talking about addressing the issues in a real-time issue, or in a real scenario or the near real scenarios? There are issues. Entire data is by and large located in one country, one part of the world. They have their own problems and issues. There's a legal framework there. But how do we address? If we talk about the MLAT, until and unless we try to reform or find some way to exchange the information, because in this digital economy, exchange of information is the essence of proliferation of the digital economy. How do we exchange the information? One of the way which I said was the MLAT. But has it helped us, or has it created a more problem for us? Many countries are talk about localization. The recent Microsoft judgment is also pointing towards that. I said every country is talking encryption policy. So the essence important is that if we are able to exchange information seamlessly, and that too in a typical multi-stakeholder environment. The INA transition has addressed the multi-stakeholder model, in my view, strictly in the context of the INA transition or the ICANN. Does that model apply in general to the internet? How do we address that so that we have effective exchange of information and we promote the digital harmony, digitization, digital economy? There are procedural problems. If the exchange of information is easily facilitated, the law enforcement agencies or the security agencies certainly will not be that emphatic that encryption should be introduced. If the end-to-end information is available to the agencies there, they are one of the important stakeholders in our multi-stakeholder model. My friend Christopher is here. He is participating in the UNGG, and many of the dignitaries, His Excellency, I have met last 2 days. They have participated in UNGG. Should we not discuss in the UNGG the mode of exchanging information, whether it should not be a cyber norm? My view is that we have to find a solution. We need to address these issues either in the form of a legal framework, either we address through the Budapest Convention or through some other route there, but we need to address this issue because this aspect itself has a great potential to impact adversely our multi-stakeholder model of internet governance. I am sure, I thought I leave the issues there. The many forums had been set up debating on these issues there. UNGGE, there is a Dutch forum on cyber norms. There is another forum is going to meet on the issue of global jurisdiction in November in Paris. And I'm sure these issues will get debated. And we need to move toward find a solution which is so easy as we deal with the information technology or the cyber on a day-to-day basis. I thank ORF because you told me 10 minutes. I thought I'll focus my points. I thank once again for inviting me and giving me opportunity to say my point. Thank you very much.